All right, everyone, how about 3 quick cards and a bottom card with me? Well, I thought I'd do another reading today. I got something very interesting. It might tie to the energy weather update a little bit. Probably if it does, it's that 4 of Cups that was crossing that my sad girl in the yard there that was crossing the King of Cups. I've got 10 cups. Look, this is nice. A little pre-shuffle. What do you want to tell my people, I asked? Just the surface energy. Crossed by 8 swords. Huh? And it's all about communication from a very powerful soulmate. Okay? It can be. It can play out that way. If it is that for you, you receive a communication. It's something that makes you it's one of those, if it makes you happy, then why are you so fucked up over it? You know, why are you so sad kind of a thing? I don't know. It can also be something that someone of power in your life, someone high up in your life, someone you put on a pedestal, unfortunately, shows you their vulnerable side. They might let you down a little bit. It is possible, which is why you should never put anyone on a pedestal. I don't give a fuck who they are. I don't care if they're a world leader. I don't care if it's the fucking Pope. Do not put anyone on a pedestal ever, because you lose all objectivity at that point about that person. That is possible too. For most of you, this is a communication that comes in from a very powerful soulmate, and it's something you wanted, but somehow you're kind of fucked up over it. Okay? For the rest of you, it is someone you've put on a pedestal, actually behaves like a human being. They make a mistake. Oh my God. Oh no. Right? That's why you don't put people on pedestals. Don't care who they are, never do it. It's a very low vibrational thing to do anyway. Right? All right. All these, too many damn influencers. We need less people influenced. Stop looking out, start looking in. Be your own best friend. For God fucking sake, please. All right, here we go. Let's shuffle the deck here. Let's see where we're at. Hey, I'm just pulling cards. If I happen to say something that helps you out, that's great, but I'm not trying to influence anybody. So don't come at me. I know somebody out there going to come at me and go, well, you're an influencer, Steve. I hope the fuck not. Mm-hmm. I'm a human being just like anybody else. I get yelled at home more often than probably half of you watching. I'll tell you what. All right, here we go. Let's see where we're at. Let's shuffle the deck. 3 cards and a bottom card. We're going to talk about that communication. All right? We're going to talk about that 8 of Wands. Let's talk about it, because it's a beautiful thing. It's Temperance, the bottom of the deck. It's crossing the center card. I'm going to pull this communication in this context. It's from an emperor, right? But it's heavy. It's hard for you. It poses a problem. It fucks you up. And look, that is also for the other half of you, right? I gotta give both sides. The energy's split. It's playing out both ways. He's wearing the same garb as the Hierophant was earlier, and look, he's got 10 sticks on his back. All right, hey, you know, even Superman can be defeated, right, by a rock, really, or get him away from our yellow sun, right? Put him in front of a red one. That's it. He's over. That's it. Just a person. All right, here we go. 6 of Cups. Yeah. This passed. That's okay. 3 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. Yeah. Something that's supposed to be beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to phrase it this way to keep everybody happy, which will probably make nobody happy, but I'll just do it this way anyway. I've said enough on the left side of things, the left channel of the energy. Never put anybody on a pedestal, ever. I don't care who they are, right? Do not care. Everybody makes, and you run across somebody that tells you they don't make mistakes, or they're perfect, or they're this and that, run for the fucking hills, because they crazy, okay? All right, now that I've said that, let's go over to this side. This should be a beautiful thing. You've wanted to go on that boat. You've wanted to move in a direction with this fucking emperor, but something doesn't go according to plan. It's a bit bittersweet. Somebody from the past shows up. They might be, it wouldn't surprise me this week, Mars in Libra, fair and balanced energy, right? Coming out, everybody, wow. And then you got the Lionsgate energy, which look, and you got Mercury retrograde still, which is bringing people out of the woodwork. This particular Mercury retrograde, I know when I pulled on it, I didn't say much about people coming back from the past. I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal. It is bringing back people like crazy from the past. My wife's got people contacting her she hasn't heard from in fucking years. I got people contacting me I haven't heard from. They're just coming out of the woodwork, right? Now, I know, granted, we know a lot of people. You may know less, but it's still, there's going to be, it might be one or two, at least. They just come from nowhere. It's for some of you, a good number of you, it's this fucking emperor. And it poses a real problem for you, and I don't know why. It probably ties to the pedestal thing, in a sense of, sometimes we, over time, if time goes by, if you haven't heard from this person, whoever this is, for a long time, and I know you haven't, right? Sometimes we forget what they look like. We sort of morph them into something else, right? They might be uglier than you remember, is my point. They might be shorter than you remember. There's something about this that's a bit of a letdown, okay? It doesn't live up to the fantasy. It doesn't live up, there's all kinds of, there was a lot of hype about what's on this boat. It doesn't live up to it in some way. But the universe is saying it actually does. It somehow got warped in your energy, okay? I don't know. But there is some kind of, bittersweet. It's a victory, but yeah, they came back. I heard from them, but, And again, on the left side, this can also play out as somebody you've put on a pedestal showing you that they're human. Oh my God. All right, here we go. All right. All right, fuck it. Let's go with the Six of Cups. Let me just clarify some of these. It's going to be 400 cards. It's never just 3 quick cards and a bottom card with me. That's pure sarcasm. Okay? Because it never happens. All right, here we go. All right. Six of Cups. Tell me about this Six of Cups. I get a conversation here. It's just, you thought they'd be bigger. You thought they'd be better. You remember them being cuter. You remember them being taller. You remember liking them more. You thought you'd enjoy it more. I'm just riffing on the energy to help you. Okay? All of that qualifies. Everything I just rattled off. There's probably 50 more things. You got to take it as it resonates. Whoever it is represented by this emperor. Okay? An emperor, by the way, who's been watching you. Right? And for some of you might be worried that there's someone new in your life. That's possible as well. This could be a friend. It could be a family member. It could be your long-lost runner. I don't know. It's somebody you haven't talked to in a while, though. Your mind has had time to morph the energy into whatever, right? I mean, it really has. All right, so why is the Six of Cups here? Why is the Six of Cups here? Tell me about the Six of Cups. What is this? It's crossed by the Six of Swords. It came in with the breeze. It's a bit of coming with the breeze. Somebody just shows up out of nowhere. It should be a good thing. The energy just keeps saying. Your initial reaction to this is, oh, wow, cool. Okay. What's on top? The Hermit. It's a powerful soulmate. Why is that here? And there's, look, it's everything I've already said. Look at the Hermit, right? Pedestal, big, powerful. Oh my God, wonderful. It's this little boy in a Star Trek uniform. Okay, it's something about this just doesn't. It's different than what you thought it would be. The wheel turns everything. Instead of it going smooth and being great, it goes terrible because the wheel turns everything. And right there, I've got it. I've got the Hermit. Why is the Hermit here? Because you thought they were that, but they're that. Okay? I mean, be careful. I don't know. And now, that's on the pedestal side. On the real life side, if this is a runner showing up and it's a conversation you've wanted to have, remember what I said about the pre-shuffle. If it makes you happy, why are you so fucked up over it? Why are you so sad? That kind of a thing. I think your feelings for this person have diminished. You've been watching, let's say it's your long lost runner. Let's say it's the person you started watching tarot readings for. Okay? Don't worry, I'll make it better after. I'll try to rainbow unicorn it up after I destroy it. Right? Okay? You think it's this. You think, oh my God, it's going to be so amazing. The next time we talk, we're just going to explode all over each other. It's going to be incredible. We're powerful soulmates, right? And it's not that. You don't have that feeling. You don't barely feel like they're a soulmate at this point. It's like it's no big deal. Something you thought was going to be a big deal, someone you thought was going to be a huge deal to talk to, isn't. All right? It's a bit of that. This, and I said I would make it better. It's the Ten of Cups. It actually is what it always was. Sometimes we explode things. Sometimes we exaggerate things in our mind. Sometimes if a lot of time passes, we have time to fantasize and put things in that aren't there. It's a bit of that. Okay? Keep that in mind. It's the Ten of Cups. It's just your imagination. I'm going to tell you right now, it is as big as this. Okay? When I said I'd ruin it and then I'd fix it. It is as big as this. It's probably what's happening right now. If you pay attention to my earlier energy weather update, there's a bit of that. I said this whole reading is probably going to tie to that Four of Cups, right? The Four of Cups crossing the King of Cups, where you're not really in the right mode, you're not really in the right mood. It's a bit of that. It's a combination of both things. It is actually this big, but it's not as big as, but this right here is not as big as you made it out to be because you've had time to add to it. So you feel it as this Page of Cups. It's probably somewhere in between. It's probably a Knight of Cups. Okay? Can we put it that way? All right. Let's pull on the Five Swords. But it is what it is. This happens all the time. This is human nature. All the time. You know? All right. Five of Swords. Why is it here? This could be a family member. Maybe you got a family member you haven't seen since you were a kid, and they show up and you thought they were, this big. I mean, I had that happen with my Uncle Jimmy when I was a kid. I hadn't seen him since I was like 7 years old. I saw him again like when I was like 20 or something like that. I thought he was a giant. I thought he was a big guy. I thought he was like the tallest guy in the family or some shit. I was standing next to him. He's like 2-3 inches taller than me. My brain got it wrong. For some reason, my brain didn't register the fact that time had passed and I'd grown, right? I was still thinking the 7-year-old me, sort of a thing. Our brains do that to us all the time. Right? Careful about the fantasy versus reality. Be careful about that. You get that a lot. I've told you many, many times. I've met a lot of my heroes over the years. Never meet your hero. Most of them, about 8 out of 10 of them, have let me down. They've been like, why was this person on my wall on a poster? It happens all the time. You should never put anybody. That was the first hero I ever met, and I'm not going to say who it is. Let me down so bad that taught me I never put anybody on a pedestal after that point. I think it was right when I first got to Los Angeles. I think I was probably about 19. And I met this person. Oh my God. They used to be on my wall on a fucking poster. What a fucking letdown. Oh, all right. Five of Swords. Not only just dumb as a bag of rocks, too. I mean, my God, on top of all of that. Five of Swords crossed by justice. You're getting what you want. You're getting justice. You're getting whatever this is. It's showing up as it always was. Can I put it that way? All right? As it always was. All right? That hero that just using it as an example, that hero that I met, they were always that way. They were always a fucking idiot. Oh, goddamn moron. Even when I was a kid and I had them on a poster on my wall. It doesn't matter, right? What's on top here? The moon. Why is that here? The Ace of Cups. And what's the bridging energy? The Seven of Pentacles. The energy is right for you to get real with whoever this is. I'm sure it's not one of your heroes, but I have to give examples. Especially in this energy where it's, as I said in the energy weather update, it's real easy to be misunderstood, isn't it? Right? So I give a couple of simple examples. But whatever this is, the energy is right. The timing is absolutely right for you to start over from a point of reality with this person. So don't be surprised. You're getting this reading, as you do with a lot of readings, you're getting the reading so you're not surprised when something happens, because when we're surprised by something, we tend to have a knee-jerk reaction. We have a fight or flight response, right? So You expect it. You feel, oh, this is probably Rick. I know Steve's talking about it. It's probably Rick, right? Well, then make sure you put Rick somewhere between this if you think that's who it is. All right? Don't put Rick on it. Oh, Rick's super handsome, Steve. Well, you might be surprised. You might find them a little less handsome when they show up. That's all. You might. I said might. This is a very powerful card here. We convince ourselves of all kinds of things. You blend this with a little bit of the devil energy that's in the environmental energy right now, which came up in our earlier reading, didn't it? Right? You blend this with a little of that, you got the recipe for a whole, whoa, this is not who I thought it was, right? You're not who I thought you were, that kind of a thing. You know, it is what it is. But you got a chance here to rebuild, to start all over again. The energy is perfect for it, in fact. In fact, I would say this is a powerful soulmate. Like I said, they are this energy, right? But you've got a chance here with the divine timing for you to actually, you know, again, see something real. To take this Five of Swords is happening for a reason, so we can get a reset. The false victory is happening so we can get a real victory, all right? And that's what justice is talking about. And by the way, fueling that, this is a powerful soul connection. Whoever this fucking emperor is, it's very powerful, all right? Very powerful for you, all right? It's a very powerful thing for you in general. Even if this is one of your heroes that you meet, and it turns out they're not the fucking hermit, they're just a little boy in a Star Trek uniform. Even if it is, it still helps you in some way, you know? I learned a lesson early on about not putting people on pedestals. I never did it again. And nobody ever, you know, I wasn't as let down by people at that point going forward, right? Everybody's a person. It is what it is. All right, here we go. Anything else you want to tell these people before we go? Anything? I'm going to throw one more card on top of that. And one more card on top of that. Can I do that? I can. Why not? I will. All right. But yeah, you got some communication coming. You definitely do. I started here first. I'm going to throw it there. There's that King of Cups. I mentioned the energetic weather update. That's what I talked about, the Four of Cups crossing the King of Cups. There's your King of Cups. And there's your Knight of Wands. Look at that. See? Again, perfect. Perfect flow. There's a lot of love to be had here with this person. Do not let the Five Swords mess you up. Do not let it mess you up. But over here, yeah. Somebody here, this ties in with what I said at the beginning of this. It's just one more message here. This sort of shows up out of nowhere. You're not expecting this. This person doesn't make plans to come see you. This is a spontaneous communication. You might even run into this person at a party or something like that, or an event or something along, or a restaurant, a place of some kind. Okay? It's possible. More proof. Bottom of the deck. Five Swords, and the Student. I said it's happening for a reason. It is. It's happening. It's happening so you learn some kind of lesson here about this. But yeah, we've got communication coming of some kind from this energy. So whatever this means to you, and this person, whoever they are, they've kept an eye on you. They've been watching. All right? It just feels like that to me. I mean, that can't be for all of you, but it does feel like that to me. You left some kind of impression on this person. Just let it go. Just let it flow and see what happens. That's your reading. Not surprising in this week's energy. See what happens in the Lionsgate reading tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting. I hope this reading was helpful. I do my best. You know, it is what it is. I know it's a week where misunderstandings happen, so I'm sure my point... Try to slow the video down rather than speed it up. Maybe my point will get through a little easier. I don't know. All right, that's your reading. Good luck.